Hello, everyone, and welcome to Beefcake number 26. I'm your host, Wilson Horrell. In the studio with us today, we have Mr. Stan Lee of the Fabulous Ones, who is pissed. I'm going to let him say what he has to say, and then we'll see if my co-host, Vaughn Rawls, has a retort for you.
There's one thing, though, before we get started here, I'd like to clear one thing up. It's one thing to come out and say something, and it's another thing to do it. I'm not saying anything wrong's been said, but, a lot of people watch television and they believe everything they hear right off the bat, no matter who's saying it. And, this is kind of a touchy situation. I realize this. I hope the fans will understand where I'm coming from. But I'll tell you something, when you get out here and somebody else comes out and says they can beat you, or, gives that kind of impression, it's kind of hard to accept that, like maybe it's a short man's complex or maybe it's something else. But we're not scared of the guy, and if he's come back here to make some big, respected name for himself, he's got more than no opportunity.
Short man syndrome. Here he is. The people love him. Some of the people love him. Stan Lee and the Fabulous Ones clearly do not. Mr. Rawls, welcome.
Short man syndrome. What's that about?
You're going to have to ask Stan.
I mean, come on. That hurts.
You tell me.
That kind of hurts my feelings a little bit.
He says you're coming in here trying to make a name for yourself. What's the problem?
What's wrong with that?
You're going to have to talk to Stan. I can't fight your fights for you, Vaughn.
I was like, Stan Lee. I thought
you thought he was a comic guy.
I was like, oh, this is going to be awesome. Short man syndrome.
The people of Memphis are going to burn you at the stake if you don't start showing some respect to these people.
I don't know why they hate me so much.
Well, one of these days you're going to come up with a reason. Maybe it would help if I let you know what they had to say ahead of time.
It would really help.
But I don't like that. I like for you to be on the spot.
I was really like, it's gonna be Marvel comic day. It's gonna be my favorite day. And then like it's some guy talking about short man syndrome.
Yeah, if you could see the Stan Lee that I'm talking about wearing cheetah print wrestling tights and suspenders, it is not the Marvel comic guy.
Yeah, he sounds like a superhero.
And he's wearing a bow tie as well. He's got no shirt, suspenders, and a Speedo that's cheetah print.
Stan Lee. Is it Stan L-E-E or is it Stan Lee?
Stan to the Lee.
I got you.
Stan to the mother doggone Lee. You hear me, Jack?
Uh-huh.
Vaughn Rawls trying to make a name for himself with his short man syndrome. I didn't know. I didn't know.
Yeah, well, that one hurts.
Well, maybe we can get y'all face to face. Maybe we can get all these wrestlers here to come into the studio and work all this out with a loser leave town, tar and feather chain match.
Loser leave town.
Loser leave town. That's when the wrestlers would go on vacation. If Lawler was going to go out on vacation for 2 weeks with his lovely wife Paula,
he would just
Paula.
No.
Paula did Paula's picks on the Jerry Lawler show, where she picked her NFL teams.
Picked her NFL team.
Yeah,
that's interesting. Huh.
And so if they were going to go somewhere, then they would have a loser leave town match where, they would have to get out of town.
And then they're arguing over who gets to lose the match.
Probably, yeah.
No way, man. It's my turn. I need to get out of here.
I remember my dad telling me that whoever is wrestling on Monday night will always win on Saturday morning. And I couldn't grasp that. So when we were watching Saturday morning wrestling, he would say, of course Dundee's going to win because he's wrestling Monday night. I'd say, well, how do you know that? He said, because people aren't going to come see a loser. You know, if he's wrestling on Saturday and he loses, why would people want to go out and watch him lose on Monday?
Oh, that's brilliant.
And so it was 100% kind of thing. Like they would win 100% of the time on Saturday if they were wrestling Monday. But yet we all huddled around the television with intensity to pull our heroes to victory.
Nice.
It was a great time, Vaughn, and you missed it.
Yeah, I did, didn't I?
You were out there on a skateboard pissing people off.
Yeah. Man, if only I could go back.
That's right. But we're here now, and these are good times too.
That's right. And I'm short.
I didn't mean to give you a complex.
No, that's okay.
Hey, just so you know, that wasn't real. He wasn't really talking to you.
Oh, he wasn't?
I took that off the internet.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
I know it's hard to tell because I did such a good job with the audio that you really can almost not tell that it was recorded in the early 1980s.
I kind of thought you were friends with these guys and they were doing these recordings for you.
No, I am friends with these guys, but I just threw in the short man part.
Okay.
That was me getting a little jab in, maybe a little passive-aggressive jab. There's one little sound bite that I threw in there.
Okay.
But the rest was real, 100% real.
I'm sure.
All right, on to the blog. The Buzzard on the Light Post is what this one's called.
The Buzzard on the Light Post.
Yeah. I was picking my children up from school 2 days ago, driving home. I was in a real hurry because I had to get to my meeting, my weekly meeting, and Andie Kate from the back seat says, "Daddy, my tooth hurts." And I immediately thought, damn it. Like, not convenient. Not a good time to have a toothache. I have somewhere I need to be. Do your kids ever get sick at a convenient time for you? Have you ever thought, it's a good time to be sick?
It's never a convenient time.
And I thought about that at that moment. I was like, this is so inconvenient. Why am I even saying this is so inconvenient? It will always be inconvenient for a child to have a toothache.
What's wrong with you, kid? Can't you schedule your toothaches?
Suck it up, Andie. You know, you kind of want to get mad at him. Like, really? Like, what? Like, it's all that sugar that you've been eating.
Right.
It's all that sugar that I've been feeding you. You know, and she's still like, still got a toothache. Like, what's up? Do something about it. So I start panicking. How's this gonna work? Is she gonna wake up in the middle of the night and have a toothache? Is it going to be something I'm going to have to rush her to? Like, do I take her to a hospital if she wakes up in the middle of the night with like a swollen face? Do I call the dentist in the morning, or do I just show up at the dentist's office? Do I take her to her pediatric dentist, or do I go to my dentist, who I've got a great relationship with and I'm friends with, but he doesn't normally see her because he's not a pediatric dentist? I'm sure that both of these dentists have other things on their schedule. What if they can't see her? What are we going to do
Oh,
then?
my God. You really do overthink things.
That's the way it works every day with every situation.
Oh, boy.
When should I expect them to call me back? When I call them tomorrow, how long is too long before I call back? Or should I just show up? So this is all going on. I get home. I see Amanda, who is very much unlike me in her ability to approach problems. And she says, well, let's give her some Tylenol. You go to your meeting, and we'll see how she feels. We'll get her to the dentist tomorrow.
How about that?
And I thought, that's brilliant. And so I get to my meeting, and I'm talking to a friend of mine who's, I think he's 73 years old, and he's an old country guy and just, you know, as calm as he can be. But he is like me in the fact that he knows what that hyperactive mind sounds like.
Uh-huh.
He knows what that feels like. So I'm telling him all these thoughts that I'm having and what's going on, and he's got a cup of coffee, and there's a fly sitting on his coffee cup. He says, "Wilson, I know where you're coming from. I'm capable of turning that fly right there on my coffee cup into a buzzard on a light post. It doesn't matter how big of a problem that you want to make it out to be. One thing's for sure, neither the fly nor the buzzard is going anywhere until I move that cup." first of all, I laughed. I just thought it's the funniest thing that I'd ever heard. And then it came over me that, man, that's a guy in his mid-70s, like, telling me the answer to everything.
Right.
You know, the first thing to do to solve the problem is just move the cup. Do something. Give her the Tylenol. Go to bed like I normally would. Wake up. Call the dentist. See what happens.
That's a pretty brilliant analogy, actually. I would have never said something like that. There just happens to be a fly in my cup.
Right.
That's like that's a pretty witty guy.
I'm fortunate to be around a lot of that.
Uh-huh.
You know, I get to hear a lot of profound messages.
Yeah.
He then said, he kind of had this smirk on his face, and he said, you know, and another thing, Wilson, I'd imagine this ain't going to be the first time that your dentist friend has ever had a achy tooth that wasn't scheduled.
Right.
Like, you don't get into dentistry and not expect bad teeth.
Uh-huh.
It happens. So it was funny. We got a laugh. It did benefit me from the standpoint of not taking, you know, that problem so seriously. But I really looked at it from the viewpoint of other people. And when they're acting irrationally or illogically, giving them the grace and knowing that, hey, maybe there's a perfectly logical explanation for their illogical behavior.
Uh-huh.
You know, when you look at somebody and you think, what is wrong with that person? Like, why are they acting like that? Maybe it would be helpful if I thought maybe they just got the news their daughter has a toothache.
or worse.
Yeah, right. Maybe they just got the news their daughter has been in a car accident. You know, that kind of stuff happens all the time, and we are the brunt of that. We bear the brunt of that problem. And if we knew that ahead of time, we would be happy to carry that load. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, for sure. Like if everybody walked around with like a little bubble over their head that tells, you know, that explains what's going on in that person's head, you would know when some.
That's right.
When some
would.
Random person like says something stupid to you, and you can read their little bubble over their head and be like, oh, okay, this guy had a really bad experience this morning, so he's taking it out on me.
Yeah, I had a friend tell me, treat everyone as if that person just got the news that their mother had passed away. So when somebody treats you like an asshole at the gas station, assume that their mother just died or that something tragic has happened in their life, and you're probably will be much more apt to accept their assholedness.
Right. Yeah, that's good. That's good advice.
And needless to say, the tooth situation was not a big deal.
Right.
It has been solved.
The Tylenol fixed it.
The Tylenol fixed it. She really, after saying that her tooth hurt, she never said that again. Like there was an abscess.
Oh no. Now it's like your daughter just realized, or she knows how to manipulate you. Like, look, all I have to do is tell them that my ankle hurts, and we'll be at home in bed with pizza in like 10 minutes.
Right. I'll send him into a complete tizzy, and I can do whatever I want.
Oh goodness, that's hilarious.
I took her to the dentist, and it was an abscess. He put her on some antibiotics. He said, we'll see her again in a week. It's an infection under a baby tooth, which generally isn't a problem. If the infection goes away, it goes away. If not, we pull the tooth. We carry on from there.
Right.
So it turns out that having a toothache is not a unique problem to me. So we got that one fixed.
Awesome. I'm glad you got it taken care of. Do you think that next time you'll not worry so much?
No. That's the issue.
You just do it every time.
I think I don't know. What do you think? You think that I'll become better at this, or it's a crapshoot. You know, sometimes I can get news that's pretty seemingly bad on the front end and just blow it right off.
Yeah.
But then I can take other news that's really, it's not even news, it's not even a thing, and I just latch on to it. I
don't
think
know.
that.
I mean, I think maybe that's part of just who you are, and we just enjoy it.
When you say we just enjoy it, you mean the outside world
Yeah.
that gets to stand back and laugh at my stories?
I'm not yeah, sure. Why not?
I enjoy that part of it. I really do. I enjoy when I'm able to, once I get to the point where I can step back and look at it, I do enjoy going back and laughing at the situation.
Yeah.
I talk to a lot of people as I'm going through situations. And it's comforting to hear these people laugh and relate to my kind of way of thinking.
Right.
Because it is off. It is nuts. And you get a kick out of it. Everybody gets a kick out of it because it's funny.
I agree. So I don't think it's anything that you have to get better at. I think that's just part of who you are. And there's nothing wrong with that.
I think you're probably right. And maybe it would help if I quit analyzing just even that area right there.
Right.
Because I can turn that into a problem.
Just go.
Because then I can say, Vaughn's saying it's part of who I am. What does he mean? Is he saying I can't change if I want to? What does he mean that's who I am? What does he think that I am?
No.
Does he think that I'm a bad person? Does he laugh at me? Do they tell these stories when I'm not around?
Oh,
and
no.
I'm the butt of everybody's jokes?
No. I just ruined everything.
You see where I can go with that?
Stop it.
And Amanda just shakes her head and laughs.
I didn't see that one coming.
Nobody handles it better than she does.
Oh, I can only imagine.
Yeah, it's great. It provides comic relief often.
Oh, boy. I bet it does.
What do you have going on this weekend?
I have a 15-kilometer race on Saturday. Awesome.
I do too.
I love it. It's one of my favorite races. I can't really tell you why. I mean, I guess I can. Like, the people that are there are always fun, and the route is super awesome. I just love it. I go run it for fun sometimes. It's just right down the street from my house, and it's a lot of fun. It's all on the road, but it's still a nice run, so I can't wait. It's going to be fun.
And that's being put on by our favorite person, Amanda Drogmiller, and Starting Gun Event Management.
That's right.
And there will be a great group of people there. That's going to be a lot of fun.
Yep. It's the only race that I've ever gotten lost on.
How'd you get lost on that race?
On a 15K road race. There were, say, 5 or 6 of us in the front, okay? There was another 5, there was a 5K at the same time that entered our route for that race. The guy that was in front of everybody made an error because he came across a cone that was put out for the other 5K that had nothing to do with our race. And so he turned where he shouldn't have turned. And even though I had done this race like 3 years before that, I knew that was wrong. But I thought, well, maybe they changed the course. And then the 2 other people in front of me made the same turn. And so I had this conflict where I was like, what am I going to do? Like, everybody else made this turn. I know I shouldn't make this turn. I guess I'll go do it anyway. So we made that turn, and we shouldn't have made the turn. And so we ended up shortening the race quite a bit, and it was terrible. That's
what you get for being out in front. That's the only that's the only reason that I don't get up there. It's because potential error.
Oh boy.
If that would have been me, I would have stopped and gone through this intense moment of indecision.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah.
And probably just turned around and gone home.
And just like, oh well, I guess I can't run this race.
Yep. Better luck next time.
Right. And then the opposite of that, I was like, I can't stop. I can't. What if somebody catches me? You know, like, I can't. What am I going to do?
Yeah, then you're just going around in circles, like high kneeing, like you have to use the restroom. Like, I don't know which way to go. I don't know which way to go. Now, you're sure that was the 15K?
Yep.
The country store 15K?
Yep.
Okay. Because I remember a group of people at one of Starting Gun's races that got confused, and it was like this huge amoeba of really good runners.
Uh-huh.
And then there was me. And so I saw all this big pack of people take this wrong turn.
Uh-huh.
And I thought, how convenient. Like, if I was to take a pellet gun before the race and have 12 BBs that I could load into somebody's kneecap to keep them out of the race. Those would be the 12 that I would hit. And now they're gone. So
Yeah,
I did really well in that race.
I think it was before Starting Gun took that race over.
Well, I'm looking forward to it this weekend. And I know that a lot of people are looking forward to your deadlift program that everyone is enjoying so much.
And getting strong.
And getting strong. I love to hear about people getting strong, and it's happening.
It is happening.
Thanks to you and your knowledge.
I love it.
Got a great background, come from a great place of strength and fitness.
That's right. Go get you some of that at liftheavyrunlong.com.
/deadlift. 2 weeks for free if you sign up for the email.
That's right there on the homepage.
Come find us on our private group on Facebook, Lift Heavy Run Long group, and come see us on Twitter and Instagram at Lift Run Long. Hit me up in a tweet. Go to Reddit r/Lift Heavy Run Long and get active on our Reddit feed. Review us on iTunes. Please, please, please review us on iTunes.
Yes.
And as always, we have the music by Ted Horrell and the Monday Night Card. Go check them out and be looking forward to the LHRL podcasts that are coming up. We have a great group of athletes who have some interesting stories and have most definitely participated in some very interesting races, and you won't want to miss that.
For sure.
Thanks for listening.
What if I said nothing for a day? Would it make you trust me less or more?